All right, guys, so this is Libby with Organize It. And today I want to talk about a very popular topic here in Southwest Florida. And it is where to start cleaning a hoarder's house. And so we get this question often. I don't know if it's because we are a retirement community, or if it's we have an area we have a lot of merging families, and things start to accumulate, things start to build up. And we get this question all the time on how to start or where to start cleaning if a member of my family is a hoarder. So typically the person that's hoarding doesn't reach out to us. It's typically a member of the family, like a child, a family member, an aunt, an uncle, a cousin, a spouse, or sibling. So I want to talk to you and give you some steps on where to start if you're dealing with a family member that is hoarding. So before I dive into the meat of it, I do want to let you know that there are 5 stages of hoarding. 5 stages. And so depending on where the person is in the stage, will depend on what you can do in these steps that we're going to give you. So if they're in stage 4 or 5, you're not going to be able to do any of these steps with them. You're going to have to resort to the last step. And we have 7 steps. And so if they're in sections 4 or 5, right? There's 5 stages of hoarding. If they're in stage 4 or 5, you're going to have to go right to step 7. Ugh, I can't talk today. Step 7. Because unfortunately, they're going to need help that you or I cannot provide for them. And a little bit about my background is I am a certified KonMari consultant. I'm also certified in hoarding. I'm also certified in time management. I'm certified in a lot of stuff. So I do have background in hoarding and clutter, and where my background comes from is organizing. I just so happen to own Organize It here in Southwest Florida, which we do professional organizing and cleaning. And I also Woot Recruit, which is a software where we do recruiting. And but my background, my passion is in organizing. And I want to give you 7 steps that you can use to start with someone. If you know someone in your family struggling with hoarding, these are the 7 steps you want to take. And this is the order you want to take them in. A lot of people want to hire us to come clean, but they still need to do the organizing or the purging. So we're going to dive into the steps. So, cleaning a hoarder's house is a very complex and daunting task that requires careful planning. And I'm going to say this and put a lot of emphasis on this word: sensitivity. Sensitivity is the key. And this is why I recommend you hire a third party to come in if someone in your home is struggling, or in your family is struggling with consuming, with hoarding, with collecting. Sensitivity. If you're a family member, they're going to automatically think you have a biased opinion or objective. So hoarding disorder is a significant challenge. So we have to approach it with compassion. You have to make sure that you're making a positive difference. We can't just go in and make people get rid of stuff. That is not the way this works, and it will not work because they will be resistant to the process and become negative, discouraged, and ultimately shut down. So I'm going to dive into 7 steps that will help you with this. And hopefully, if you don't go through this, I know that you have a neighbor. I know this. I know you have a neighbor or a friend that you can share this with. And typically I have given whole presentations on this, and we're going to give you 7 steps to how to start the process. But I can go into why this happens to people. And there are typically reasons why this happens. I have organized and helped so many business owners and residents of Southwest Florida say, I used to not be like this. I don't understand why I'm like this now. So typically it's a life event, a life change, a dramatic loss, a trauma. I mean, there are so many reasons why. So we do have to get to the why that this is happening, and that's a whole nother talk. But right now I want to give you the 7 steps so that if someone is ready to go ahead and change, someone wants to make that difference. And so the first one is we need to prioritize the safety and assess the risks before we can embark on this journey. And what do I mean by that? So a hoarded house presents various hazards. We want to make sure that we are addressing these hazards. Everything from structures that may be unstable, to mold, to pest droppings, to whether it's food that is no longer, that has perished. So we want to make sure that we are addressing the situation properly, that we have gloves, that we have masks, that we have sturdy shoes. And that if this feels like it's outside of your capacity, that you can consult with a professional when it comes to the bio risk. And if you don't know anyone that knows the bio risk, I or Organize It can give you recommendations here in Southwest Florida that can help you with the bio part of the cleaning to make sure it's you're not putting your health or anyone else's health at risk. Because if there's mouse droppings or any other mold, you want to make sure that it's a safe environment to go into. So assess the environment, make sure you have masks, gloves, and stable shoes. And if you feel that it's outside of your control, we can recommend a local bio cleaning company to come in and help you. We do not do biohazard cleaning at Organize It. We have some people we can refer to you that can do that for us here locally, because there's a whole different process that goes into that. So assess first the safety and assess the risk. Next, we wanted to develop a cleaning plan, create a well-structured plan that is really effective in this process. You want to divide the house up into manageable sections or rooms and establish a cleaning schedule. Start with the areas that have less clutter, or not less clutter necessarily, but have less sentimental value. And so if we're following the KonMari method, we always start with the areas that have less sentimental value. But when we're dealing with a hoarder house, we have to really start with the place that we can actually get into, and then gradually progressing into the more challengeable spaces. Step number 3 is sorting and categorizing. And again, if we're following the KonMari method has 5 categories, and we want to make sure that we follow those. Even in a hoarding situation, they're great categories to start in. But with KonMari, we start with clothes. But if we can't get to the clothes, which may be in a bedroom, then maybe we have to start in the hallway, or the entrance, which is somewhere we can get to. So you want to make sure that you start to sort and categorize. We have a whole process. I have done complete hoarder houses in my past where we couldn't even walk into them. And I have a whole process that we can help you recommend how to do it. We can give you pointers. Everything from setting up folding tables, to having containers where people are bringing the stuff out to you, having dumpsters hauled in. We've done the whole thing. We've done a house where we had 600-yard dumpsters, and the donation centers around town told us to stop bringing stuff. So create that plan and have it ready to go, right? Deploy a cleaning plan, a real structured plan. Whether you're going to just divide it up in manageable pieces. Like today, we're just going to work on the living room, and we're going to just deploy that. Next, we did the plan sorting. We really want to, you really want to start sorting and categorizing items. And there's essentially only 3 categories: Step 3 was sort and categorize. So there's only really 3 categories. It's keep, donate, and trash. That's it. 3. Keep, donate, trash. And you really want to make sure you encourage the person that you're helping to actively participate. We have no idea what's important to this person that we're helping, who's struggling with this. So they need to actively participate in the keep, donate, and trash. You have 3. Keep, donate, and trash. You have no idea what's important to them. You can ask them to please make a list of the non-negotiables. What is super important to you as we go through this process, so I don't accidentally throw away a cookbook that I thought that looked like trash that may have belonged to your mother. So this is why this is super important that the person that is experiencing the hoarding tendencies participates in the purging process. This is purging, the categorizing and sorting. That's purging. The 4th one is we want to tackle excessive clutter. So we really want to tackle that first, but you're going to say, well, Libby, you said to tackle the areas of less clutter or sentimental in step 2. Not necessarily. It was because we have to at least get in, and we don't want to touch the sentimental areas first. So really look at tackling the excessive clutter first by addressing excessive clutter, right? Begin to address this excessive clutter. Start with the obvious items that are garbage, that are trash, that are newspapers, that are broken, right? That experienced a good life already, right? If we're using the KonMari method, if they've already received joy, we can discard them. We can move on. And one of the easiest ways to do this is to find a donation center like Love Thy Neighbor. I saw Joanne on here. If you're in my Tampa area or in St. Pete or Clearwater, a really helpful way for the person to embrace this process is to find a donation center close to their heart. This way they know the items are going to a good place. We're not just giving them away to the Goodwill to resell, right? Or we're not just throwing them in the garbage. We're giving them to a place like ACT here in Southwest Florida, which is a women's shelter. We're giving them to Teen Challenge, which helps abused teens, or giving them to Love Thy Neighbor, which helps the homeless. So if you find these donation centers that are close to their heart, this will help them with the purging process. So we want to tackle that area first. Tackle the excessive clutter, which in most cases are the garbage, newspapers, trash, or broken items. And really want to be sympathetic through this process, moving through room through room, room through room. You have to be sympathetic while moving through this process. Clearing space and organizing items along the way, because the key is we have to clear some space so we can start to organize and categorize items. The next is cleaning and sanitizing. Once the clutter has been removed, so many times we get hired here to organize it because we do both cleaning and organizing. We have to organize and purge first, then we clean. So once the clutter has been removed, shift your focus on cleaning and sanitizing, because we've removed the clutter and now we have to clean the spaces where the clutter was, clean those spaces. Then we have to create the systems to put the items back that we left. So you really want to shift your focus to cleaning and sanitizing the areas where the clutter was, dusting, vacuuming, mopping, those neglected areas. And then maybe seek a professional to help you with this cleaning process. And then we want to organize and utilize the storage appropriately. We want to organize and utilize storage solutions. And this is where a professional organizer, like us here at Organize It, could really come into play. So you want to really look at, after cleaning, you want help with organizing the remaining items. Implement organizing solutions such as bins, shelves, cabinets to help promote and really enhance your current space. You want to establish systems that really simplify and encourage really encourage the organization. And I stutter on my words because I wanted to say this word and I didn't have it written in my talk, but we want things to be one layer deep. Like we could come in and organize your pantry and it looks beautiful. It's alphabetical. All the labels are facing the same way. But if you cannot maintain that, it will not remain that way. And our goal is to not really come back again. So with organizing. So we need it to be one layer deep. And this is true especially if you have children. One layer deep, that means it is one layer to get to my solution, to get to my answer. So think about one layer deep, thinking about keeping it simple. Simple is key. And step 6. So step 6 is remember I said there was 5 stages of hoarding. If they're in stage 4 or stage 5, you have to go straight to step 7. If you've tried steps 1 through 6 and haven't gotten anywhere, you're going to want to go to step 7. And step 7 is seek professional intervention. And so if you are in step 4 or 5, we here at Organize It do ask that you work with a trained psychologist to help with the hoarding tendencies, because this is much more than a physical issue. It is a mindset that we are not prepared to help change or shift. And we will work alongside of that psychologist to help you with this mindset. So we really want to make sure that you're prepared and equipped to address these ongoing struggles. And that way we're not just going to come in, throw everything away. That's not what we do. That's not what organizers do, because you're going to end up hating us or giving us a bad review. We have to make sure the process is wanted and welcomed, and also that the process is created so that you can keep this going for years into the future. Because if we revert right back to the hoarding tendencies, then we were not successful in helping you tackle that project. So cleaning a hoarder's house is a challenging task that you really want to be patient, you want to show empathy, and you want to have a well-structured plan and approach. You want to prioritize your safety and develop a plan. And you want to make sure that you're doing this in a really structured way, and also make sure you're really using proper cleaning tools when you're cleaning and sanitizing. When I say proper cleaning tools, we want to make sure we're using maybe not reusable rags, because we might have to throw those away. We want to make sure we're using hospital grade disinfectant to clean the areas. And we want to make sure that we're properly equipped to clean the areas that we're cleaning. What I mean by that is, are they biohazard cleaning? Is it bio-cleaning? Bio-cleaning would be anything that would be animal droppings, feces, blood, waste, you name it. Those are not things that a regular cleaning company can clean. That needs a special product and equipment to clean so that everyone is remaining safe. And we have those recommendations for you because we are not equipped to clean that. So again, hopefully this was helpful, insightful. I know for a fact that we all know someone who has these tendencies. We all know someone. I have people in my own family that have had hoarding tendencies. I know we have neighbors, family members, friends. We get these calls and questions on a daily basis. So I wanted to give you some tips that you can deploy yourself or give to them or give to their family members. And ultimately, we do clean hoarder houses depending on the stage, or organize them depending on the stage, right? But they have to be willing to participate in the process. That's the key. They have to be involved in the process so that we're successful. So they come out successful and we come out successful. So hopefully this was helpful. If you want to read all the tips, I put the link to our vlog in here. So feel free to check out more articles on this topic.